Hello, 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 Facebook. Good night. Just 1 second. You left the chair. Yeah, I've started. Hello, 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 Facebook. Good night. Day 8 of my challenge. Today I've been working all day, guys, all day on my business. Today I'm just going to be real quick on here. I'm going to just jump on and jump off. My name's Wendy Davis. I am a health coach. I help men and women who are burnt out back to bliss, basically. So I take them through a step-by-step program to get them back, to their best self. As I said, my name is Wendy Davis. I can see you. Here, you want the phone? There's no. Do you know what? I think it's finished.
Oh, sorry.
Come, go share, please. Yes, sorry about that. Yeah, as I was saying, the law of attraction say that likes attract likes. Sometimes you see some set of people and they go around with the same set of people, they share the same values, they share the same ideas. And so it is very important for us, if we want to shift and have a different mindset, to surround ourselves with people who are like-minded. I mean, I personally has had a shift in my development. I've had to change, in fact, I've been going on my own for a while anyway, but I had to, associate myself with people who aspire to greatness. If you want greatness in your life, if you want to start thinking on a different level, you have to associate yourself with the right set of people. You got to listen to people that inspire you. You got to read books that is, it's going to teach you something in order for you to grow. I'm always, every day now, what I do, I listen to, if it's even 10 minutes, I listen to someone that inspired me, somebody who's where I want to go. And so every day I read to open my mind and to learn from the people who has gone ahead of me. And that is crucial for my development. If you want to serve people and you want to make an impact, you have to learn from the best. Certainly, you have to work on yourself first. So it's been a real journey for me, because first and foremost, I had to go through a period where I just be by myself. And when you're by yourself, you're not influenced by what anybody else has to say. So you have time to think, you have time to make your own decision, your own judgment. You're not so bothered is, are you doing the right or wrong thing? You trust your instinct, you read and you make informed decision. So for me, anything I want to know now, we live in an age where there's so much available to us on the internet. As well as there's a lot of garbage on the internet, but, in fairness, there is a lot of valuable information online, and you can learn a hell of a lot, by reading and empowering yourself. You notice people who, I've been in the hustling game, and most certainly the people I associated with were all hustlers, you know. And now you aspire, you educate yourself, you get surround yourself with people, like-minded people, and that's what it's all about. Encouraging your children, pushing them, making them have very high aspirations. And so you know I think we all know this before the law of attraction could tell me about that, to be quite honest. But also when you're around the right people, your thoughts, you start attract like thoughts to yourself. So whatever they're thinking, you start to think just like them. Yeah. Also, it is very important to get a good mentor. I was talking to someone, was it yesterday, in a group setting, and I was saying how I went to the gym, which I think I talked about that yesterday, and everything my instructor told me to do, I was like, oh, I can't do that. It is so hard, and I tried at least 2-3 times sometime, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. And she said to me, several times, it's in your mind. Do not think about it. It is in your mind. And each time she say that, and she wouldn't give up until I done it. And it's funny how you end up doing it, and you really talk yourself into saying that you can't do it. And I surprised myself, because each time I'd accomplish what she asked me to do. And so I was saying to my mentor that it is so important when you choose good mentor, and they are encouraging, and they are they can push you, you can achieve so much more. So I've experienced that in my own life. Another thing that I find that is very important and so hard, and that will stop you in prospering, and it stop you from getting to your full potential. And it's when you don't forgive, when you unforgiveness and bitterness, when you harbor those things, it really can make you sick. It really does. And not only that, I've experienced it where it's even stop you from going forward. It's also stop you from just having bad thoughts. You're always thinking about it. Because sometimes some people can do some things to you, and it's so hurtful, you just can't fathom what they do. And so you keep talking over and over about what they've done to you. And you realize that, if you don't, if you don't stop talking about this, and you don't get over it, and you don't forgive, you realize that you will just drag yourself down and make yourself sick. So forgiveness and bitterness, we really gotta get rid of. If you do everything in love, you can achieve so much more. If you let your heart lead you, you will, feel better. You'll have a better health. You'll get on with your kids. Your life will just full of bliss, full of joy. I remember my granddad, right? I told you about my granddad. I keep talking about my granddad in this. Why? My granddad lived a very long life. He was 94 when he died. And my granddad was a farmer. He came here in the last 4 years of his life. And one thing with my granddad, right? They used to call him Appy Jim, and now I know why. They grew up very poor, but he was a farmer. He had enough for what he needed, right? And so, but he's always happy. He was always singing. He always had a guitar when we were growing up. And I thought to myself, looking back at it now, I didn't really, you don't get the gist of things now until when you grow older, you realize how much rich their life was, regardless of not having much, what we call having much. But he was quite happy with what he has. My granddad was always happy. He was always singing. In fact, I'm telling you about my granddad, and I'm happy. I'm smiling because I just remembered my granddad. And you know, one thing my granddad used to say about me was that I was his creme de la creme. And you know, he always had some words to describe things, my granddad. And looking back, I thought to myself, this was somebody that he smoked. He smoked, he drank white rum. If you know, Jamaican white rum is 70% spirit. It's very strong. But I think one of the greatest thing about my grandparents, and back in those times, everything was more, they grew their own produce, and so everything was fresh, so that he lived a long life because he eat well. So even though he wasn't did do a lot of smoking and drinking, he looked after himself. You know, he planned most of his food, and so they ate less meat, yes, but he did eat meat, but less. And he would always juice cane and drink the juice. And my granddad would always cook whatever it is that he brings from the farm. And looking back, you think to yourself, and they grow their own chicken. And you look back now in today's day, how the foods are produced, you know. Everything now is just, you know, you cannot trust the food that we're eating. Even the food itself is making some of us real sick. But, you know, for someone who was smoking and drinking, trust me, he really is a prime example of being happy, having good thoughts, don't worry about nothing. My granddad didn't worry about anything. He was such a fun guy. You come around him and he would always, he always can entertain you, no matter what age you was. And I look back now and I thought to myself, wow, oh my God, no wonder that it contributed to his long life, you know, despite him being a smoker and a drinker. You know, so it goes to show you what is in your heart, what you harbors in your heart. And he never had enemies. He didn't have enemies. He get on. He loved to give. He share. He's one of the most kindest the kindest man in his district, you know. And so, he's so important in all of what I'm doing because it just always reminds me of him, the type of person he was. And he's a true example of what I am talking about. And so it is so important for me to, draw that in. But guys, I am going to sign out. I'll be here again tomorrow live because I am on day 8. And I have a few more days to go. Well, more than a few. I think I have 2 more weeks to go. So guys, I am going to leave with you. In every crisis, there is a message. Crises are nature's way of forcing change, breaking down structure, shaking loose negative habits, so that something new and better can take their place. So that is what I'm going to leave with you tonight. Good night and God bless. I didn't see anybody on here with me tonight, but if you're watching on the replay, press like and share if you like. Good night and God bless. Bye-bye.